Hi everyone, hope you are. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin. Once again, thank you for your continued support. Really do appreciate it. If you're not a member of the Telegram group or the Patreon, do head over to them groups and get involved. The Patreon is absolutely blowing up. There's lots of members in there now and lots of great content, trades, tips, guides, all that sort of stuff. And obviously our altcoin gems that we're going to be distributing once a week on a Friday. So lots of great content. So once again, here we are with Bitcoin and it's breaking down, of course, and it's very unfortunate, to be honest with you, but our target has been met. Okay, out of this rising wedge, we did say once you fall out of this, we had a bit of a throwback, but eventually it actually got there. And like I say to you, the pattern that's in play is valid until invalidated away, and we do have this lower target down here, 43k, which we've had for a very long time, and you can see that Bitcoin actually wicked down there to 46k, so 3k basically. It was only, what is it, off another extra 6%, and you've got a target which we gave you up here. Once you've got this top and started to fall out of this wedge, we gave you the 43k target and also this multi-year support level and resistance level of a 172 extension there on the Fibonacci retracement that we gave you as well in previous videos. I don't need to go through that with you again. It's in a previous video, but what I want to reassure you is, of course, Elon Musk contributed towards this downtrend. Of course, not an idiot, but like I said to you, once Bitcoin or any pattern has a destination, it does usually get there until it breaks the trend and breaks the pattern. Okay, just like this. If you was to come up here and break this high, you would have invalidated this rising wedge. If you come up and break this high here, you invalidate this rising wedge. And like I said to you, the pattern that's in play is still valid until invalidated away. Remember that. So just like here, when we had our target at 64k, you know anyway, in the previous videos we gave you that target. Okay, boom, met perfectly off the Fib 1618 extension right there. So you can see that once it broke this particular level of resistance, it came up to the 1414, hit that, come back down, hit the 1272 as support, boom, continuation right there. So everything's working to a T, and you can see that when it did it in legs. Do you see this? It didn't just go whew, see you later alligator, we're there instantly. It did it in legs, just like when you broke down, you're doing it in legs. Right, and right here you may potentially see more upside for Bitcoin, where it picks up, starts to come back up, and it's hitting its head on a level of resistance and rolling over again. You're scratching your head. What's it doing? It's basically trying to get to target, because that's what it does. It's just on its way to a target. Okay, and no matter what, it's always going to get there basically, unless it gets invalidated by breaking the pattern. And like I said to you, break the high, break the pattern, break the high, break the pattern. So all targets met effectively. The only target we've got left so far is this 43k. Now I would imagine that we get a lot of support right there, but there is a very worrying sign, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'll always be transparent with you. There is a worrying sign that Bitcoin may be entering a longer level of consolidation right now, and not necessarily a bear market, but a bit of consolidation for a while anyway. That it might start to go a bit choppy and go sideways. But again, we've not got a crystal ball, but I will show you something. Okay, so you know that we've got this Elliott wave theory on the go. I'll show you that right now for Bitcoin. So you know we've got this Elliott wave theory on the go for Bitcoin here. We've got the ABC correction of previous bull market right there after that blow off top, and then we've got wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, the monstrous wave just there, which you can see, anyone can see that's a monstrous wave like that. Okay, and then what you're going through now is this wave 4 pullback, where you're doing this sort of ABC correction and everything like we've told you before. But we've got this little trend line that I've told you about in a previous video, okay, which is very similar to this sort of tabletop top, this very flat top that we've gone through for Bitcoin before. And again, we've got this very flat top. Do you see that, where we start to roll and consolidate? Now, if we start to lose this particular trend line, where we're making these higher highs, where we're making these higher lows, do you see this? Then unfortunately you may start to repeat what's happened over here for Bitcoin, where you start to roll under the trend line, because don't forget, as I pointed out here, we had a hidden bullish divergence there. Do you see that? Hidden bullish divergence over there, looking really good for continuation. Then it rolled. It fell under the resistance, the support line of this upper trend line, where it was making these high lows on the weekly. Fell under it, hitting its head. Then it rolled and came back down to the 55. Now, effectively, if we start to get the same here, okay, you've got the hidden bullish divergence, as you did over here. You've got the MACD bearish cross, which is really high, by the way. That's up there really high. That needs to be further down. It needs to come back down to gravity to basically. You can't ignore this MACD in my book. You do need to see that come back down to gravity down to earth basically. So once again, it is showing signs of weakness, so to speak, is Bitcoin. It failed to break the highs. This is what I always said to you. So if you do now start to see if you do now start to see Bitcoin sort of close below this upper trend line, then you are effectively looking at a very similar scenario to this, where you will roll and effectively come under the 20 EMA like that, and potentially come back down to test the 55 if it creeps up to it. But you know what? It's not a bad thing, because look at this. Is it the wave 2 pullback? I know we had the unforeseeable corona, but it's part and parcel of this consolidation range for Bitcoin to actually get up to this 200k. It's this wave 4 pullback, consolidation event. Okay, come and test some key levels of support. So be it the 55, okay? So be it. If it does, it holds, beautiful. And for continuation up to 200k in that Elliott Wave 5 there for Bitcoin. And also, just look at the RSI, okay? You're still relatively high on the RSI. I mean, if we can come back down to it, I'm not saying we will, because this was completely oversold. This is sort of corona trajectory right there. But if we can actually get the RSI really far down, you can look at the growth for the Wave 5, where we could actually get to in this Elliott Wave theory. You know, who knows? Like I said to you, if we can get a wave as big as the third wave, we're up there at 400, 500, 600k, and we might be looking at a bit of a 2-part bull run as well. That's another story, okay, with a pi cycle top. We may be looking at that, and we did look at that in 2013 and 14 as well. But there was one little cheeky indicator I'm going to show you right now. It's a really cheeky little indicator that tells me that, okay, all right, we might be entering a little bit of a downtrend for Bitcoin, and we may be seeing a little bit more upside in a particular project. So this is where you do need to pay attention to what I'm saying right now. So this particular level here, look at September, just there we've got the bearish cross. You see that October 2018, we've got this thing called a bearish cross on a weekly time frame, where the 20 EMA crosses the 55 EMA like that. Do you see that? Went below it, bearish cross. Buy and go to the signal, sell and go to the beach signal from CoinsKid. Confirmation of a bear market, basically. See you later, alligator, we're out of here. And then obviously we waited for this signal here, the bullish cross, the buy and go to the beach signal from CoinsKid. Boom, see you later, alligator, we're off to the beach. You know, we're entering the bull market, so to speak. Now there's one little target just there. I'm going to show you that remember this here. So the date there was October 2018. Okay, confirmation statement, you're in a bear market for Bitcoin. Right here, I'm going to show you this particular project right here, and this is why I'm super bullish on this particular project as well, by the way. So we've got this particular project here called Chainlink. Now, Chainlink, as you well know, only really does well when Bitcoin's not. Now, this is when Chainlink entered a multi-year bull market, okay, especially against Bitcoin. So just here in October 2018, look, we got the bullish cross on the weekly time frame for Chainlink versus Bitcoin. Boom, Chainlink in a bull market versus Bitcoin. Not only that, Chainlink and bull market versus USD as well, because obviously it was appreciating as Bitcoin was going down. And then also, obviously, Bitcoin entered the bear market. So right here, bullish cross on a weekly time frame. So right now you can see Bitcoin struggling. It's rolling over a little bit, level of consolidation, potentially come back down, lose support. What's happening in an alternative currency, in an alternative crypto project that only does well when Bitcoin's not. Chainlink's got the bullish cross against it. So are we looking, not necessarily a multi-year, but at least a couple of months where Chainlink just absolutely takes off against Bitcoin, gets up to this 1618 extension there, where Bitcoin basically takes a bit of a cooler, a back test, you know, a bit of a breather, and then we can see Chainlink absolutely march on. And we have got a USD target for Chainlink of around $160. I think it is off the top of my head. I can't quite remember. So could we actually see that now, where Bitcoin is that confirmation statement, where it's just it is actually going to come down to the 55. It is going to sort of crab sideways, whilst Chainlink confirms that as well with the bullish cross on the weekly, that it only does well when Bitcoin's not, so to speak. So it's just a little theory anyway. So I hope you enjoyed that update, but keep an eye on Bitcoin. We do have them targets there of around 43k. It may come to that, it may not. It may get a bit of a pickup and come up and hit its head on a level of resistance right there. But like I said to you, primarily you want to see it closing above this support line now for Bitcoin, because like I said, if you do start to come under that, you hit resistance, and that's a potential tick to more downside and come into a lower low for Bitcoin, just like you did in this particular upside for Bitcoin, where you was above, rolled, hit your head, come back down to the 55, and that, you know, with the fact that Chainlink's got that golden cross, the bullish cross on the weekly, it could be a bit of a precursor that we are entering a sort of longer level of consolidation. Not necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't mean that Bitcoin's going to crash or go to oblivion. It just means that Chainlink will pick up for a bit, whilst Bitcoin sort of goes sideways, crabs, comes down to a lower level of support before continuation on this Elliott Wave 5 right there for Bitcoin. So that's just a little update. You know, not got crystal ball, but these are the sort of things that we look at. Take care, everybody. Stay strong, stay healthy, and stay tuned. I'll be back again with another update on Bitcoin. Bye-bye.